Already we have seen concept of page layout, record types, and some of the search layouts. When you already have standard functionalities, when you already have standard functionalities, why you are going for why you are going for Visual Force pages? We already have a standard concepts like a page layout, record type, search layout, and other functionalities. When you already have a standard functionalities like this, why you are going for a Visual Force page? What is this Visual Force pages? Basically, when you go to this Visual Force pages, whatever that is not possible, whatever that is not possible with the standard functionalities, they are implemented using Visual Force. Whatever that is not possible with standard functionalities using a declarative, they are implemented using Visual Force. So when I say Visual Force, it is a framework. Visual Force is a framework. It is a framework that allows developers to build complex pages. It allows developers to build complex pages. Now, it is used to override standard pages which are given by the Salesforce. It is used to override standard buttons, standard links that are given by the Salesforce. Whatever the standard functionalities that Salesforce has given, if you want to replace them with your custom logics, then you go for Visual Force pages. If you want to build any custom page, if you want to build any custom pages, we'll go with Visual Force page. If you want to build any custom pages, you want to override any one of the standard functionalities, then we are going to use Visual Force pages. Once again, I repeat, Visual Force is a framework that allows developers to build sophisticated pages on the Force.com platform. On which platform? Force.com platform. Today, people are calling Lightning platform. Okay, basically, it is a framework that allows you to build sophisticated and complex custom UI. Okay, on native platform of Salesforce, which is a Force.com, or you may call Lightning platform. Right. Now, this Visual Force pages basically contains standard controllers extension. When is a standard controller? It refers to the standard properties of a object. Controller, you want to go for your custom properties. I don't want to refer to what Salesforce has given. I want to build my own functionalities. Then it goes to custom functionality. Controllers, Apex classes. Third one is extension. I want to take a combination of standard properties and custom properties together and build a pages. If you want purely standard functionalities, whatever the save button will do on account, same action I want. Whatever the cancel button will do on account, same action I want. Whatever the industry field is there, same field I want. That means you are referring to the standard properties of a object which are built by the Salesforce. I don't want to refer to the standard properties. That means whatever the action, when I click on save, what Salesforce is doing, same thing I want. When I click on delete, what Salesforce is doing, same thing I want. If I don't want to refer to standard properties, if I don't want to refer to standard properties, then I will go for Apex classes, where I can build my own logic. I also don't want to build complete custom logics. I want to take a combination of standard functionalities and custom functionalities. Some of the standard functionalities I need, some of the custom functionalities I need. Then I'll go for extension. There's a concept called extension. With the help of these, we can build combination of both of these. Right. Tell me some places where we can use Visual Force pages. Tell me some places where we require Visual Force pages.
Customer portal.
Before we learn, we should know where they are used.
Login page.
Right? Yeah. You are trying to replace standard pages with the custom pages. Right now, when you log in, you are finding this screen. I don't want the screen to be on the top. I want to remove this. I want to remove this screen. This top structure I don't need. I want to create my own structure. In the sidebar, whatever you're finding, I want to add one more structure here. I want to add one more structure. I want to create one more button here. Then what is it? You are trying to replace the standard pages with the custom look and feel. Or you are trying to add a new components on standard page. I told add is already here. But here I want to say mail. Here I want to say mail. What is this mail? Here I want to keep a button called mail. We are trying to add extra functionalities. Now I want to add one more sidebar component here. Like a recent, create new, recent items. I want to have one more button here. I hope you are good with this, right? Now let us go to the next. Right. Let me put it in words. Visual Force consists of what? What is the purpose of using Visual Force? Override. What is the purpose of this? Override standard buttons. Basically, override standard buttons. Then override tab view. When you click on the tab, what are the page we are getting? The page. Define custom tabs, creating your own tabs. Embed components in the detail page, extra components on the detail page. Create a dashboard, okay. Customize or integrate or extend sidebar components. The sidebar components. Add menu items, actions, mobile cards. So basically, in short, I can say what they are dealing with. They are dealing with tabs. When you click on a tab, what page should be opened? Tabs. And what is the next one we have? Sidebar components. What is the other one we had? Sidebar components. Then creating a custom pages. Basically, we are trying to replace or build some extra functionalities which are not possible with declarative. I hope you are clear with this. We are trying to build something which is not possible with declarative. Okay. Now let us go with this. What was the Visual Force? It is a framework It is a framework used by the developers to build complex custom user interfaces. This is a developer. This is built on Lightning platform. Right. What was the next one we had? Visual force consists of what? Consists of visual force markups and controllers. Visual force consists of visual force markup and visual force controllers. What is this visual force markup? It is a tag-based programming. It is a tag-based programming. It is classified is a tag-based programming. It is classified into two types. One is all scripting languages. All the scripting languages which are built like HTML. Second, visual force markup. Visual force components. What are the visual force components? We had Apex. Salesforce has defined some of the components. Right. Apex page block, Apex page block section, so on and so. It is a tag-based programming. It is classified into two types. All the scripting languages which are supported by the browser like HTML, JavaScript, Ajax, everything is supported. And we have visual force component. So when I say visual force markup, it is a tag-based programming. The tag-based programming can be a scripting or it can be a visual force components. What is the next one we had? Visual force controllers. When I say visual force controllers, it will deal with server-side operation. When a user interacts with any element on the page, if you want to perform any action on the server side, then we go for control. When user clicks on a button, record should be saved. When user clicks on a button, record should be deleted. When user clicks on a button, okay, the record should be modified. So when user interaction happens with any one of the component on the UI, you want some action to be performed on the database, then we go for controllers. When user interacts with the any one of the component of the page, you want some action to be performed on the server side, then you go for visual force controllers, which I can give standard controller. We have standard controllers, then we have controllers, we have extension. So what was this? Control set of instruction. When user interacts with the component specified in associated visual force markup, then you want some data to be modified on the server side, or you want some data to be displayed on the page, then we go for Visualforce controllers. Let me give you this. When a user interacts with component on the VF page, if you want to perform any operation on server side database, or you want to fetch data from and display on the UI, so controls are classified into three types. Controls are classified into three types. One is what are the three? Standard controller, custom controller, extension. Standard controller. So what was this standard controller? Standard controller. What is the purpose of this standard controller? If you want to refer to any one of the standard actions referring to an object, we will use standard act. Standard controller is if you want to find any one of the property, any one of the standard properties, if you want to use any one of the standard properties of an object, then we use right custom controller. What is custom controller? If you want to define your own functionality, then we use extensions. What is extension? If you want to use standard controller, controller together, we go for. So basically, let us understand what is this controller. If you want to perform any server side operation, we will go for controller. How many types of controller we have? Standard controller, custom controller, extension. What is a standard controller? You want to refer to exact properties of any one of the objects. Now, on account table, whatever the Salesforce has defined, same properties I want to use. On a contact table, whatever the properties Salesforce has defined, same properties I want to use. On a lead object, whatever the properties Salesforce has defined, Same properties I want to use. These are what? These are what? Standard controller. Then what is a custom controller? What is a custom controller? When you say customer controller, right? Now custom controller. When you say custom controller, what is happening? We are trying to define. We are trying to define our own functionalities. Then we go for custom controller. Extension. If you want to take a combination of both of them, then we go for extension. Right. Any other query from your end? Right, boss? Now, standard controllers and visual force markup. What do you mean by visual force markup? Right. I hope you are good with this. Okay. Now let us go to the next one. How the visual force spaces are used? How the visual force spaces are used? How the visual force spaces are used? Go to the 5, 6. Where the visual force are used? Tell me some of the examples where we can use visual force. Tell me some of the example where we can use visual force.
Customer service page.
Right. So one is right where visual force pages are used. First one we had let us say overriding, standard products, then building custom pages, creating new sidebar components, creating new functionalities on detail pages. So these are some of the examples where we can use the visual force pages. Now, first, let us go to the next point. Which version of Salesforce you are using? Right. So, is it a case sensitive? First point. Which version of Salesforce you are using? Second point. Is it a case sensitive? Or which version of Salesforce it is using? We can refer to that. Look at the point. When you go to the VF page, all the VF pages will have an extension. What is the extension of visual force pages? .vfp. All the visual force pages will have an extension of .vfp. All the visual force pages will have an extension of .vfp. All the visual force pages will have an extension of .vfp. Next, what is the current version? Then every element in the VF page should obey strict XML format. Every element in the VF page should obey strict XML format. Every element in the VF page should obey strict XML format. Every element in the VF page should obey strict XML format. So what do you mean by that? Every element in the VF page should obey strict XML format. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Every opening element should have closing element. So look at this. every opening element should have corresponding closing element. Every opening element should have corresponding closing element. So when I give if this is opening, this is closing. Open and close in the same line. Like this we have. Every opening and closing element, every element will have corresponding closing element. Every element will have corresponding closing element. Right. Right, boss. I hope you are good with this. Every opening element should have the corresponding closing element. Then it should be a case sensitive. When you say case sensitive, you give capital name, closing should be capital name. Case sensitive in terms of element. If you give capital name, it should be name. You give this as this. So both are right. But if you give opening as capital name, closing also should be capital name. This is what is case sensitive. We are not saying that if I give name, it should be always small letter, it should be only capital letter. You write the name in whatever the way you want. But if you write a name as capital, closing also should be in capital. Opening and closing should have be in the same. Opening and closing element should have the same element. So, right, boss. Next one, how to create VF pages. So what is the extension of VF page? Dot VFP, Visual Force Page. Dot VFP, Visual Force Page. Then every element in the VF page should obey strict XML format. Okay. Next question. In how many ways we can create the VF page? In how many ways we can create the VF page? First one, standard navigation. What is the standard navigation? Setup, build, develop, setup, build, lightning bolt. Look at the point. So here we have lightning components under which we have Visual Force. Setup, build, develop, lightning components, Visual Force. Right, boss. Now here we have new. Then we had this how VF page is created. And what is the option we had? Click on this preview. This is how it is created. Right, boss? So what is the format of creating? Setup, build, develop. Visual Force pages. Right. Enter the page name. Enter the body. So enter page name, enter body, and save. This is a way in which we have created Visual Force page. Next, we can also build with the developer console. When I say developer console, how do you create? Now look at this. Username, developer console, file, new. We have username, developer console, file, new. Run the page. Yeah, click on the preview. I hope you are good with this. This is a second one. Username, developer console, username, developer console, file, new. Visual Force page. So and so we are going to do. So developer console, username, developer console, file, new, Visual Force page, enter the page name, enter the body. This is how we are going to create the second format. Third format. URL format. When I say URL format, first what you are supposed to do? Enable development mode. How do you enable? Setup, manage users, choose the user, enable development mode. What we have? Setup, administer, manage users, user, choose the user, edit, enable development mode. Look at the format, everyone. Setup, administer, manage users, user, choose the user, edit. So what we have here? Development, enable the development mode. Look at the point. Enable development mode. So enable development mode. Then what you are supposed to do? Go to the salesforce.com slash salesforce.com slash apex slash page 3. Then what we have? Click on page 3. When you click on page 3, at the bottom we are getting this navigation. I hope you are good with this. Now write your page, whatever the code you want. This is testing. I hope you are good with this. What did I do? Salesforce.com slash if the page is already existing, that page is already existing, that page will open. If the page is not existing, it will give a link through which you are supposed to create. If the page is existing, it will open the page. If the page is not existing, it will give a link through which you are supposed to open the page. I hope you are good with this, right? I hope you are good with this one, right? So what is the third navigation we had? In the URL, server instance dot slash apex slash
Sir, for a specific user, we are enabling the development mode.
yes. Now,
Okay.
if page is available, then it will open. Not available, corresponding then corresponding link will be open. I hope you are good with this one. Page is available, then it will open. If it is not available, then corresponding link will be open. If it is not available, then the corresponding link will be open. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Clear for everyone? This is how we are going to create it. So there are three ways of creating the Visualforce page. Once again, what is the first one? Standard navigation. What is the second one? Developer console. Standard navigation, developer console. Third one is URL format. Developer standard navigation, developer console, and URL format. I hope you are good with this. Right. This is how we are creating the Visualforce pages. This is how we are creating the Visualforce pages. Now, what is we are saying? What is a Visualforce? What is a Visualforce? It is a framework. Then we have seen what is an extension. What is the way of writing a Visualforce programming? In the Visualforce page, everything should be strict XML format. Every opening element should have corresponding closing element. Okay. Then, how do you write comments in the VF page? Comments in the VF page. What do you mean by comments? It's not a part of the program. It won't execute while you execute the program. Right. So if you want to write any comments, this is how we are going to define it. Right, boss? Any other query from your end? I hope you are good with this. Okay.
Mr. Satish,
Yes.
out of these three, like the URL format, the standard navigation, which one is like used in the real life projects? Like
Developer console. Out of these three, what is the general format we use? Developer console is the general format which we use. Okay. Now let us go to the next one. How the MVC architecture of Visualforce is there. Till now we have seen the general structure of the Visual Force. In terms of MVC, how it is implemented. Now look at this. If you look at the MVC, model view control. So look at this. This is a view. How the view is created? How this is created? So this is the MVC model of the programmatical development. So what we have, view which is built with the Visual Force pages, controllers which is built with the Apex programming, model which is built with the objects. So MVC model, view, controller. Model is created with the objects data. View is created with the Visual Force. Controller logics or DMLs are performed with the, your Apex programming. MVC of this. Right. Now, apart from this, what are the other things we can add up in the viewport? The viewport, we have a concept of page layout, record type, resource. In Apex, this is how we created. I hope you are good with this. Model view controller. I hope you are good with this. Right? Okay. Now let us go to the next one. How this is, how the architecture of Visual Force is available. Let us look at the architecture of Visual Force. So this is the complete how the functionality of Visual Force will run. Developer open a browser, written a program and saved it. The moment you save it, it will go to application server. So what is that application server and web server? On the application server, we can run enterprise applications and web application. On web server, we can only run web application. Name some of the application servers. Tell me some of the application servers. What do you know? Pardon me. WebLogic. Name some of the generally used, more often used. Okay. And web server. Right. Web server commonly used. You know, most of you know what is a Tomcat, right? Tomcat is one of the example of your web server. On the web server, what type of applications we can run? Web application. On the application server, what we can run? Web application as well as enterprise application. So application server can support web applications as well as enterprise application. Your web server can support only web application. Now what we have in the Forge.com platform, we have application server. So the moment you save the page, once you wrote the code, the moment you save the page, it goes to the application server where whatever the page you created, that will be compiled, and the compiled code will be saved to metadata repository. I told everything that you write or create is a metadata. Except the data, everything is metadata. When you write a program, save, compile the program, it will be saved. What is it called? Metadata repository. Then whatever the page that is successfully saved, that will be rendered in the form of HTML on the browser. You may write whatever you want. At the end of the game, if something is displayed on the browser, it is in the form of HTML only. You may write whatever the language you want. You may write a ASP.NET, or you may write a Java, JSP, or you may write a Spring, or you may write a PHP, whatever it is. irrespective of the language what you are using, at the end of the game, if you are able to see the UI output on the browser, that is converted in the form of HTML. So once you wrote a Visual Force page that is compiled, and the compiled code is saved to metadata repository. Once it is saved to metadata repository, then whatever the page that is saved, that will be rendered in the form of whatever the page that is saved, that is rendered in the form of HTML. That's what we are able to see here. When a developer write a program, save it, goes to the application server, page will be compiled. Once the compilation is successful, the page will be saved to metadata repository. The page will be saved to metadata repository. Then once the metadata repository is saved, then the page will be rendered in the form of HTML. If you are trying to open any one of the existing page, user will request the page, goes to the application server, check whether the page is existing or not. If the page is existing, rendered in the form of HTML. This is what architecture of Visual Force. You can take this diagram. Architecture of Visual Force. How the Visual Force will compile and run. How the Visual Force will be compiled or executed. Architecture of Visual Force. Architecture of Visual Force. How the Visual Force pages will be compiled or will be executed. This is a basic introduction.
Hello, Satish.
Yes.
I usually practices the programs which you taught me.
Come
So I
again.
got the error that I actually practices the programs.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the error that method does not exist and the variables
So
are
whatever
not.
the program you have written, after writing the program, the method is not saved.
How should I say?
Save the file. On the top, you'll be having a button called save, right? Control S.
Oh, thank you.
Right, boss? This is a quick introduction to the Visual Force. Right. Any other queries from your end? I'm not starting the components today. Strength is less, so I don't want to start up the component. So any query from your end regarding this? Right, boss? So once again, I'll quickly revise. Basically, Visualforce is a framework which is used to build sophisticated or complex UI user interfaces. Like in simple, I can say we are building pages with the help of Visualforce. With the help of Visualforce, what we are doing is building pages. We are building the pages with the help of Visualforce. So in the Visualforce, what is there? Markup is there. Controllers are there. Visualforce page consists of markup and controller. What is a markup? What is a markup? It consists of HTML elements and controllers. Markup will consist of HTML elements and controllers. So HTML means anything that is supported by the browser. Any scripting language that is supported by the browser is supported by the your Visualforce, which is called scripting markup or Visualforce markup. Second one, Visualforce component. When I say Visualforce component, Salesforce has created some components to build pages. Like I told you, Apex page block section, like this. So okay, some of the components are created by the Salesforce to help building the pages. So Visualforce markup consists of HTML and a Visualforce component. Let us go to the next one, controller. What is a controller? When user interacts with the element on the page, if user interacts with the element in the page, you want some action to be performed on the server side. When user interacts anything on the client side, when user interacts with any element on the client side, you want some server to perform some action. When a user interacts on any element on client side, you want some action to be performed on server side. Then I'm going for server side controller. What are the server side controllers we have? Standard controller, and we have extension. What is that standard controller? If you want to refer to the properties of any one of the S object. Now, save button on object should be exactly the same. Whatever the cancel button Salesforce has created, exactly the same. If you want to perform some standard actions which are defined by the Salesforce, then I'll go with the standard controller. No, I want to define my own logic, then I'll go for custom controller, which is nothing but Apex class. If I want to go for both of them together, standard controller with the custom controller, will go for extension. Now, every element in the VF page should obey strict XML format. Every element in the VF page should obey strict XML format. I hope you are good with this. Right. So that's all from my end. Tomorrow we'll have a session. Tomorrow class is set. Right. So it's purely your choice. If you're willing to come tomorrow, I'll take the session. Right.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Kushmal, 1 minute boss online. So again, half of strength will not be able to continue the class. So let us